Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. What's today's topic? It's kind of like your deal of the week. I was looking around when we were out at the club and we met, and I was looking for a new mouse for the computer that I have at home, the desktop, and it's a wired one. I wanted something a little bit better, and I started searching around, looking at reviews and testing out some of them, and I came across the Logitech M720 Triathalon. Now, what I think after owning this now for several months or more, this is a great price. It really is for a wireless mouse. Now, you can either hook this up by way of the little dongle, the USB, adapter, or wireless. So we'll go through the questions and answers on this, but this is a great deal. If you are in the market or you have a need for it, I'd tell you to consider it. Now, as far as gaming goes, maybe not so much for gaming, but for me, it's for office use. And just like, editing videos and doing stuff like that. I found this thing to be really a nice feel. It's well built and all the way around, a good value at this $38.58 price. Now, it usually runs for $50. So the first question, of course, somebody said is, hey, how long is it going to be on sale for? I don't know. My best advice is click the link below in the description, which I'm going to leave you. You can go over, read more about it. You can read through the reviews, and then just go ahead and add it to your cart. You don't have to buy it right away. I add things into the cart, and I move them for like later purchase or whatever. And then when I go to place an order, I move some of them back into there if I still want that product or whatever it is that I'm reviewing. All right, let's switch over to questions and answers. Is the mouse, complicated to use? No. What I did when I got it and I opened it up, now I'm running Windows 10. All I did is I took the adapter, I plugged it in, my system immediately recognized it and it was set up. It's like plug and play and go. So that's one thing that I liked about it. Now, it does have downloadable software that comes with it for you to customize the buttons on it. And so I'll go over those briefly. It's not like an in-depth thing on how to set up and how to, but it does have customizable buttons. For me, when I first got it, I just left the defaults alone, which pretty much is fine for me, and you got all the standard buttons. But I'm going to change a picture and then we'll have a brief discussion about the buttons because you asked the question. So let's change a picture and we'll go from there. All right, so part of the question is, and I'll show you, it takes one AA battery. I'll show you where to put that in. It's on the bottom. And it's got a little storage compartment, for that USB adapter if you want to use it for traveling or whatever. But, up on top, you have that hyper fast, click by click. There's a button, a black button right there in front of the battery life indicator light. And if you push that button, you can go from like a click by click thing when you're scrolling, and you can tap it again, and then it goes what they call hyper fast, and it is. It's very fast when it comes to scrolling, which is pretty much where I leave it, but that's a preference thing. Now, that scroll button, it's got a little bit of like, a corrugated feel to it, a little rubber pad, so it's nice and smooth on your finger, and you can scroll up, down. You can also scroll horizontally by pushing it right or left. So if you're reading like a big document, and sometimes I do, rather than go to the bottom of the screen and go right, left, all I got to do is tap this button to the right or the left, and it moves right or left, for that horizontal scrolling. Okay, now, where it says pair up to 3 computers, yeah, you can. That's not a function that I use. You can, though. You can, if you have a Mac and then, you have an Android or whatever you have, and the instructions will show you how to pair that. So not something I'm actively using, but it is possible. Okay, now, where it says hidden button, it's hard to see, but there's a soft spot there on where your thumb rests, and if you push on that, the default is it shrinks or minimizes the screen, or at least on Windows 10 on my desktop. So I left it alone because I can minimize the screen, I can switch over to something else, I can come back to it, hit the button again, and it re-explodes it. Now, that's how I have it working on mine. But like I said, the buttons are customizable. You can, make that, and I'll show you a screenshot in a little bit. You can customize it to do different things. Now, the same thing, if you look above the 1, 2, 3, or I'm sorry, to the side of it, there are 2 more buttons. Those are customizable too. So you can push on those. Now, I customize mine, to have volume up, volume down, because a lot of times if I'm watching YouTube videos or watching a movie or something or whatever I'm doing and there's sound, rather than, fish around, for the volume control button, it's easy, just to tap this thing and have the volume go up, the other button have the volume go down. So those are the buttons. That's a brief overview. Let me take a look at any other questions. How long is the battery good for? Well, like I showed you in the initial description, it says 2 years. Personally, I don't care if it lasts a year. That's fine with me. Now, a lot of people made a comment, well, you have to turn the mouse on and off. I don't. I leave it on. If I'm not using it, it'll go into sleep mode. And when the battery dies out, even if it's a year, it's not a big deal to put in another, new AA battery. So I don't play with the on and off button. It's on. I leave it on all the time. And I've had it for months now, and I don't have a problem. Like I said, it'll go into sleep mode to answer your question, so I wouldn't bother with it. It's just one, AA battery when it does start to fail or go down. All right, so now changing the picture over to show you the bottom of the mouse with the compartment door off. There's the 1 AA battery, and you'll see just below it, that's a little compartment where that USB adapter, or a lot of people call it a dongle, either way, it goes in there. So like I said, you can hook it up, by using the USB adapter, the dongle, or you can do it wirelessly. So this is here if you, want to use it for traveling or something like that, I suppose. Now, how did I hook mine up? I just used a little dongle, but I've got a, fairly large desktop, and I just went ahead and plugged it in, and boom, done. I didn't play around, with setting it up any other way, because I've got plenty of ports. It's fast, it's easy, and it almost like self sets up. I didn't have to do anything. I mean, after I put it in, the mouse was totally active with the default settings on the buttons. All right, so I'm just changing the view. I'm giving you a better close-up. I didn't want to explode this too much. It starts getting too fuzzy. But like I said, you've got the button on top. Click scrolling or smooth scrolling. Just tap the button and it does one or it does the other. Scrolls up and down, and by right and left tapping that wheel, you can scroll horizontally. You've got the 3 buttons on the side, one for switching among devices, but like I told you, I don't use that. Somebody else can comment about it. And the other ones are customizable. So I left the, the hidden button there. They call it the tongue button, or, it's kind of just like an added feature that's kind of hidden. It's real hard to see. But, you're not going to accidentally hit it. You have to actually really, find it and press on it. But like I said, for me, I left it alone. It just shrinks the screen on the desktop. I can switch in and among other applications, and the other 2 are customizable how you want. So any other questions, folks? Okay, you say I mentioned the software, but didn't really say a whole lot about it. Let me see. I'll show you a picture of what I mean. The software itself is called Logitech Options. And, it comes with it, tells you how to download it, and then you just customize the buttons. But let me show you a screenshot, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is a screenshot of within the software, and all you have to do is point to what you want, and over here above my head, you can change what it does. You can zoom, rotate, pan. You can play around with this, and you can actually customize the buttons to how you want. Logitech did a great job on the software of giving you a whole bunch of different options on what you want to do with these buttons. So there's probably 8 customizable different things that you can do. I mean, it's up to you. Or, you get yourself all tangled up in here. It's got the restore, defaults button. So like I said, the only ones I changed were the buttons on the side for volume up, volume down, but the choice is yours on what you want to do. And it's very easy. When you call this up, it recognizes the mouse right away, and you just go ahead and tell it what you want those buttons to do. Okay, so I came back around to the original Amazon advertisement, and you'll see, over here on my right, that's the USB adapter, or they call it, like I said, the dongle. So you can hook it up one of a couple of ways. So I told you the way that I did it. I just used the dongle. It recognized it right away. All right, so value of the week. I think that this is it. I think this is one of the best, actually constructed feeling mouses. It's got a nice rubbery kind of feel to it. Feels real comfortable. It is just a standard size mouse. It's not real small. It's not real big. Standard size, nice feel. I think for $38.58, this is a good deal while it's on sale. So rather than paying $50 or more, I mean, you might consider this. I think it's a great thing to add. I've had a lot of fun with this wireless one. I had a wired one, which, I sit there and go, yeah, look, it works fine. Why change it? And, when I came across this as a bargain and I thought it's wireless, it does have much more smooth control. I mean, I really like using it. So those are my thoughts on this. It's your bargain of the week if you want to consider it. Like I said, look at the link below, go over, check it out, support the channel. I hope you give me a thumbs up, click subscribe. If you know something better out there, put it in the comment. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video because we will do a review on a Logitech keyboard that I bought. And it also has turned out to be a great product. I'll see you folks on the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.